looked as though he were damn close to exploding. Knowing Mistress Sabrina, she'd refused her subs the pleasure, at least until she gave them permission. "Enjoying yourself?" Logan asked, his breath warm against her neck. "It's entertaining, yes," she said, turning her head to look up at him. "How about you?" "I can't complain." Sam turned her attention back to the scene. Logan had been across the room talking to a handsome man she hadn't recognized while she'd been chatting with Sierra shortly after they arrived. When Luke and Cole came to retrieve their wife, Sam had originally intended to join Logan, but then she'd been distracted by Mistress Sabrina. "Who were you talking to?" she asked him now, resting her hands atop his where they were wrapped around her. "Someone I'd like to introduce you to." "Yeah?" Sam was still focused on the scene in front of her. The blonde man being fucked ruthlessly was moaning in earnest, obviously dangerously close to orgasm. "Later, though. Right now I'm not sure how much more of this I can take," Logan breathed against her ear. "I need to be inside you." Sam turned abruptly, no longer interested in what was going on with Mistress Sabrina and her play toys. They were quite capable of handling themselves. Right now, more than anything, Sam wanted Logan. "Where?" she asked, looking away long enough to see what was going on around them. "I've got a room," he told her, but Sam could see he was about to elaborate. She didn't say a word. "I've reserved a room upstairs that has a swing similar to that one," he told her, motioning toward the sex swing that had been set up on the main floor. Sam had heard rumors that the sex swing had been a huge hit on the club's first theme night. So much so that they were apparently going to keep it as a nightly attraction for now. Sam sucked in a sharp breath as realization dawned, her eyes slamming back to his. A swing? Was he serious? Excitement had her stomach bottoming out. They were really going to do this? Experiment with BDSM? Just the two of them. She fought the urge to turn back to Mistress Serena's scene. There was no way it would be like that. Would it? She was suddenly grateful Logan had opted to make tonight private. It was one thing to try something new. It was something entirely different to do it in front of so many inquisitive eyes. Looking around again, she took stock of what was happening around her. She had been so engrossed in Mistress Serena's scene that she hadn't even noticed that there were quite a few more people than when they had arrived a short while ago. There was a couple, right at that very moment, getting it on one of the couches. The woman was leaning over the back of the couch, while one man was plowing her from behind. Another man was sitting on the couch, teasing the woman's breasts and kissing her in the process. No wasting time for those three. The sight sent a shiver of anticipation through Sam. Her attention strayed, and she found her gaze transfixed on Luke, Cole, and Sierra. More specifically, Cole. On his knees, sucking Luke into his mouth while Sierra stood behind him, her hands sliding through his blonde hair. God, that was hot. So fucking hot. Not that she ever wanted another man to touch Logan or vice versa, but to watch Luke and Cole, it was erotic. Logan must have noticed what she was looking at because once again he was talking, leaning in close to her ear. "Is there something else you'd prefer to be doing?" "I want a threesome," she wanted to say, but she didn't. It was the truth, though, and the desire was hammered home by the fact that there were quite a few threesomes going on around her right at that moment. Like a sign, one that taunted her with something she couldn't have. A threesome with her husband and another man was what she wanted, and she knew there was no way to deny it at this point. However, tonight was about experimenting with something they hadn't done before, something that might possibly take her mind off the threesomes. Not likely, but whatever. "No, the swing sounds like fun," she finally told him. She needed to come to terms with the fact that there wouldn't be a third in their future. Since neither she nor Logan was looking for a permanent third, and there was no way to get a man to commit to forever without getting something more than sex out of the deal, she had to accept that there would be no positive outcome. She and Logan wanted two different things when it came to a polyamorous relationship. She knew that. Logan took her hand, and she allowed him to lead her